My sister and I were squatting under a tree, munching on ice cream. She got dumped again. Her face was as bitter as if she'd swallowed a whole bitter gourd. She was sighing and groaning, complaining to me. Part 2. Love really is an unfathomable thing. This was the 8th time she'd come to me crying. The guy hadn't changed. Still that white moonlight guy. Those two were always on again, off again. The main reason was the guy's dad didn't approve of my sister. He thought she was fickle and flighty. I couldn't help but retort, "Isn't it because you're so dense? They think you have zero traditional virtues." After hearing that, her head drooped even lower. Actually, my sister. On the outside, she looks like a social butterfly. But deep down, I know she's just a pure-hearted wimp. Before, she used to frequent bars every day, purely because she heard white moonlight liked to drink, so she'd run off every day to learn bartending. But then, unlucky for her, the bar got raided and shut down by the police, and she got dragged in and arrested too. As the story spread, it got more and more ridiculous. The final version was that she'd committed a crime, and spent several years in the big house. And then, as if on cue, her phone rang. It was a WeChat message from White Moonlight. "Jiangzu, let's have a serious talk." She was so scared her face went white. She looked at me in horror. What does this mean? Is he going to break up with me? Like, not even friends anymore? I couldn't help but shake my head. He just said talk, and she was already losing her mind. He just said talk, and she was already losing her mind. I really didn't want to admit this wimp was my actual sister. I was about to stand up, but my legs were numb from squatting too long. My body swayed. In a panic, I grabbed onto my sister. That's how I avoided falling flat on my face. Click. I thought I heard a shutter sound nearby. I must have misheard. I didn't think much of it. I patted her shoulder to comfort her. My sister, though, had a look of tragic heroism, like she was heading to the execution grounds. She turned and left. That night, back in the dorm, my roommate, Bellyache, suddenly yelled out, "Zhangbai." My roommate, Bellyache, suddenly yelled out, "Zhangbai, you're on the school forum." I froze. Huh? Bellyache handed me his phone. "Quick, take a look. It's going wild." My head was full of question marks. I opened my phone and saw it. Oh boy. A dazzling headline almost blinded me. Right in the middle of the day. Single quotes. At the lakeside. These lovebirds just couldn't help themselves. The accompanying photo. Was precisely my sister and me. Locked in that tight embrace. Bellyache leaned his big head over, gossiping. "Zhangbai, don't you already have a girlfriend?" "Who is she?" He pointed at my sister in the photo. I ignored him. I kept scrolling down to the comments section. Hey, this guy looks familiar. Isn't that Zhangbai from the architecture department? His girlfriend. Single quotes. Is that stunning campus belle, Lin Wanyu, right? I could practically smell the drama brewing. Some people who loved a good spectacle. Directly at Ted Lin Wanyu in the comments. "It's over. Your boyfriend doesn't want you anymore." The replies instantly flooded the screen. "It's over. Your boyfriend doesn't want you anymore. It's over. Your boyfriend doesn't want you anymore." Hundreds of comments piled up in an instant, pushing the post to the very top of the hot topics. Folks, can you please have some boundaries when you're gossiping? This is my sister, for crying out loud. And when are they going to make taking candid photos a crime? I quickly rummaged through my phone's photo album. I wanted to find a photo of my sister and me as kids, naked. And post it to clarify things. Then I thought better of it. No. I still needed to call Lin Wanyu first and explain. Just as I was fumbling through my contacts, a new post suddenly popped up on the forum. The poster was none other than Lin Wanyu herself. "A good woman never asks questions. Others are just hotels. Single quotes. Only I am home. As long as he comes home, that's all that matters." As soon as this post appeared, the forum instantly exploded. Bellyache put down his phone. He silently gave me a big thumbs up. His eyes were full of complex emotions. "Wait a minute, bro. Don't be too quick to celebrate." Just then, my phone rang. It was Lin Wanyu calling. My hand trembled. I shakily answered the phone. Her clear, melodious voice came through the receiver, showing not a hint of emotion. Single quote CBI. "You don't need to explain. A smart woman never asks questions." She paused, then continued, "I saw in the photo. Single quotes. You were eating taro-flavored ice cream. I bought you 3 boxes. Come downstairs to pick them up. Immediately after." She added, What flavor does that girl like? I'll buy some for her next time too. Wow, turns out Lin Wanyu is such a magnanimous person. You really can't judge a book by its cover. The call hadn't hung up yet. Lin Wanyu was quietly breathing on the other end, waiting for my answer. I quickly sent my sis a WeChat message. Sis, you're in luck. What flavor ice cream do you want? My sis instantly replied with a half-dead piggy hero emoji with text, I wanna eat SHT. You really can't eat that stuff, sis. Immediately after, she sent another one. Yang Dianfang wants to break up with me. I want to drag everyone down to hell with me. Here we go again. I figured, well, then you should just go eat SHT. I pondered for a moment, and said to the other end of the phone, the chocolate one, please. Doozy Tang was openly eavesdropping, wasn't he? Hearing that, his eyes widened like saucers. And he gave me a thumbs up. That expression clearly said, you actually dared to order that. On the other end of the phone, Lin Wanyu paused for a moment, then softly chuckled, okay, I'll go buy it in a bit. You can come downstairs to pick it up. What do I do? She's not angry at all. She's not throwing a tantrum like other girls. She's practically a paragon of traditional virtue. I changed my shoes and went downstairs. My phone suddenly dinged. I received a new friend request. The note said, want to know Lin Wanyu's secret? I didn't hesitate for a second. I clicked accept immediately. But after adding them, the other party went silent, not saying another word. The profile picture was blank, and their moments were set to be visible for only 3 days. Couldn't see anything. I wondered, was it an ex-boyfriend? Or someone who couldn't stand Lin Wanyu? Or a debt collector? What did this person want? I waited until I walked out of the dorm building, but that person still didn't reply. I casually scrolled through the forum again. The screen was full of people feeling sorry for Lin Wanyu. Sis, don't love him too much. Love-struck fools shouldn't be on the internet. Quick, dump him. He loves me so much, I'm crying. On the open ground downstairs, Lin Wanyu was standing there, holding a few insulated boxes. Under the lights, her long hair looked especially smooth, clearly well-maintained. Every time we met, Lin Wanyu was always dressed impeccably. I walked over. Have you been waiting long? She shook her head and smiled faintly. No, I just got here. I looked at the wisps of hair on her forehead, slightly damp with sweat, and thought, this girl is definitely lying. My mind was still racing, trying to figure out how to explain the photo. When I looked up and caught her smiling at me, she was wearing a fitted dress, which perfectly accentuated her waistline. Her figure was graceful, and she stood tall and elegant. That smile made my heart flutter. This girl definitely has some charm. No wonder she's a regular on the campus confession wall. Before, she was famous for her beauty. Now, well, is it because of love? But being famous for this, how is that not awesome? Just as my hand touched her slender shoulder, and I was about to speak, a monkey suddenly darted out from the corner. It startled me. I looked closely, and it turned out to be my sis, dropping in from nowhere. Wei-Ling, what do I do? I'm really so miserable. My heart is withering. She was wearing a floral dress, clinging to me like a roundworm, tears and snot streaming down her face. Turns out it wasn't a monkey. It was my sis. I thought it would have been better if it was a monkey. Oh, my foolish sister. Every time she breaks up, she has to cry a river. Then the next day, she's happily trotting back to make up with him. What kind of game are these two playing? Do they have some kind of KPI to break up a few times a year? I can't help but wonder if, when my mom was pregnant, she gave all the brains to me, causing my sister's cerebellum to shrink. I patted her helplessly. Okay, don't cry. There's ice cream. Lin Wanyu looked at our clasped hands and her tail drooped. I noticed her jawline was tightly clenched. When she heard me say ice cream, she finally opened the insulated box and lowered her head to hand the ice cream to my sister. I bought it for you. My sister snatched it and gasped, thanks, you're the best. You're welcome. Lin Wanyu's voice was cold. Holy *T. This is a 300 plus yuan ice cream. An assassin, my sister suddenly exclaimed, her tears instantly stopping. Lin Wanyu remained expressionless, but I saw her clenching everything tightly. She forced a smile. There are several boxes here. I have money. I'm prettier than you. My skin is fairer too. And next time, if you want anything to eat, don't ask Xiao Bai. Just ask me. My sister was completely dumbfounded. She exclaimed, sis, you're so generous. My mom always taught my sister that in everything, her little brother comes first. From childhood to now, whenever my sister got something good, the first thing she'd do was smilingly hand it to me. So this time was no exception. My sister tore open the ice cream wrapper and very naturally brought it to my mouth. I also very naturally opened my mouth and took a bite. We naturally exchanged a smile. What a good sister. Even after breaking up with it, she still thought to let me have it first. Just as I put the ice cream into my mouth, a wave of coldness rushed straight to my head, but I suddenly felt the atmosphere was off. I sharply looked up, and sure enough, Lin Wanyu's red lips were already pursed into a straight line, the color draining from her face as she stared at me without blinking. My heart sank. No, listen to me, but she cut me off directly. She tried to force a smile, one that looked worse than crying, an even uglier smile. It's fine, Xiaobai, as long as you're happy. I don't care how many people you like. As long as there's a tiny spot for me in your heart, that's enough. Her voice became mournful and aggrieved, as if she'd suffered the greatest injustice. You can book as many hotels as you want, as long as you're still willing to come back to this home of mine. I haven't given much, so it's only natural you wouldn't cherish me. It's all my fault for not being good enough. I don't ask for anything. I just hope you can be happy. I was dumbfounded. My sister was also dumbfounded. The ice cream in her hand clattered to the ground, as if it had spelled out the words love triangle as it hit. Babe, with words like that, even Wang Baoxuan would have to acknowledge you as her grandmaster. I casually tossed the 300 plus yuan ice cream in my hand aside. This was bad news. I'd hurt my babe's heart. I grabbed my sister's head and forcefully shoved her face in front of Lin Wanyu. See, we have the same face. This is my sister, my biological sister. Lin Wanyu blinked her big eyes. Looking confused, I wondered if her brain was oxygen deprived, due to her high altitude referring to her good figure, making her unable to react. She couldn't process it. I continued, pointing at my sister. Look at this nose. These eyes. Very similar, right? We're biological siblings. My sister, at this point, didn't forget to retort. My eyes are prettier than yours. Bullshit, if I don't explain this clearly today. Who knows how long Lin Wanyu's melodrama will go on. I took a deep breath. Pay attention. This woman's name is Zhangzhu. My name is Zhang Xiaobai. Biological siblings, understand. I have a girlfriend. How could I be hugging and cuddling with someone else? You're so beautiful, so rich, and you even buy expensive ice cream. Why would I go looking for some random hotels? Lin Wanyu froze. I quickly added, that's because I was about to fall, and my sister just helped me up. Lin Wanyu paused for a moment. Finally, a glimmer of light bloomed in her dark pupils. She's the type to correct her mistakes immediately. She immediately bowed 90 degrees to my sister. I'm sorry, big sister. I misunderstood you. Immediately after, she waved her hand grandly. Take all these boxes of ice cream. I'll buy you 10 more boxes tomorrow as an apology. After apologizing, she carefully took my hand and said very seriously, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have doubted you. But if one day you don't like me anymore, you must still be happy. Don't worry. I will never cling to you. I'll just quietly die. I held my forehead. Love really isn't something you can promise lightly. All right, I don't want to talk anymore. I'm exhausted. This silly girl seems to be madly in love with me. It felt like she couldn't live without me. My sister, standing next to us, was completely dumbfounded. Finally, she slowly gave me a thumbs up. She and I fought and bickered every day. Growing up sharing one pair of pants since childhood, I instantly understood the meaning in her eyes, as expected of my brother. To train a woman like this, truly a peerless role model, I couldn't help but cup my fist in my heart. You flatter me, you flatter me. That night, lying in bed, my sister sent me a message. Just 2 words, awesome. Her tone was exactly the same as my roommate Bellyache's when he gave me a thumbs up, absolutely identical. I picked a photo of my sister and me from my album, logged onto the forum, and clarified the situation. The caption was simple and direct. Folks, this is my sister, from the same womb. My biological older sister, born just 2 years apart. The kind you couldn't get any closer to. Let me tell you about my mom's absolutely super luck. Doozy Teng, the resident gossip monger, leaned in and curiously asked how Lin Wanyu and I met. The first time I met Lin Wanyu was at the hospital. Back then, that love-struck trait of hers hadn't fully emerged yet. I just thought she was a really sweet girl. Now, looking back, I'd say it was more of a people-pleasing personality. I heard it was because of a car accident. She was the only one in her family who survived, and her family had just gotten a big payout from a demolition project. They hadn't even had time to dream of the good life when disaster struck their home. Here's how things were back then. My sister and dad bought some Yunnan mushrooms online to eat, and ended up getting poisoned. The two of them were practically generating electricity at home, day and night. As for my mom, she was doing yoga, boastfully insisting on showing off a new move to me, the drinking water while lying down pose. But she ended up falling so hard, it felt like she flew 2 miles. She fractured her right foot and landed in the hospital. I was left to take care of the whole family, running around like a headless chicken. I was dog-tired. Lin Wanyu was in the bed right next to my mom's. She was so incredibly thin, and sat on her bed all day without saying a word. She looked so fragile, like she'd shatter if you even breathed on her. Seeing how pitiful she was, I'd casually help her check her for drip, buy her some fruit, things like that. And when I brought food for my mom, I'd bring some for her too. Every time, I'd tease her, "Hey, little pity party. Today we're having spare ribs." Gradually, whenever my mom and I chatted, she'd even crack a faint smile from her bed. One time, I walked over and teased her, "Hey, Sister Lin, are you constipated? I pooped a lot today." She just stared at me, a total question mark. She looked at me, utterly bewildered, but then, thoughtfully, she added, "You should eat fewer unripe mangoes." I grinned mischievously and replied, "Because I miss you a little more each time." She froze. Then suddenly, she let out a soft laugh. It was the first time I'd seen her smile since we met. She had just gotten the cast off her leg then. When she smiled, her eyelashes were like 2 dark fans, lightly fluttering and sweeping right into my heart. Who would have thought? I just wanted to make her happy, but why was my own heart pounding like crazy? And then, she started pursuing me. I'm a bit shy, you see, so I told her I'd think about it. I dragged it out for ages. It took a full 25 minutes before I finally said yes. The very next day after we started dating, Lin Wanyu and I were sitting together, devouring breakfast. She carefully arranged the fried dough sticks, then added some sugar to the soy milk. She checked the temperature, and only when it was perfect did she gently place it in front of me. I took a big gulp. So good, my phone screen suddenly vibrated. It was a message from that mysterious person I added yesterday. They sent a very old, blurry photo. The background was a dirt road in a dilapidated village. A tall, slender female student was running, covering her face. From a distance, her silhouette looked very similar to Lin Wanyu's, but the person in the picture was dusty and gray, and the clothes she was wearing were of very poor quality, compared to the precious, clean Lin Wanyu now. It was just too stark a contrast, and if I looked closely, her pants seemed to be torn, with half her butt peeking out. I couldn't help but zoom in on the picture with 2 fingers. Seriously, no way. It's too early in the morning for this kind of excitement. The other person immediately sent another message. Lin Wanyu back then. So poor, she wore torn pants to school, her butt almost showing, running home from afar, covering her butt. LOL, a short sentence, yet it had 5 typos. The mockery was obvious, but it was clear this person wasn't very educated. I clicked on their newly posted WeChat moment. Directly selling golden single women. Is it that hard to find an honest man to settle down with? The accompanying picture showed a woman with dirty fingernails feeding chickens. I don't know why, but I keenly smelled a hint of sour jealousy. There are always some people in this world who can't stand to see others doing better than themselves, especially those who started on the same footing. I looked up at Lin Wanyu in her white dress sitting across from me. The cuffs of her sleeves were slightly rolled up at her wrist, revealing her slender fingers, beautiful and pleasing to the eye. I couldn't help but sincerely praise her. "You look really good in that dress." Her earlobes turned a little red. She shyly said, "I wore it specially because I saw the video of the beautiful girl in a dress that you liked. I thought she was wearing it so formally because she was an outstanding senior giving a speech to freshmen today. I thought she was wearing it so formally because she was an outstanding senior giving a speech to freshmen today." I quickly replied, "The person opposite has a pretty good figure. Send a few more pictures." The other side was silent for a moment, seemingly unwilling to give up, and sent a few more pictures. Just one glance, and I instantly sat up straight. The photos showed a rather rustic, little Lin Wanyu. Scenes of her being beaten, her body covered in footprints. Immediately after, the other party sent a malicious warning. "Isn't she giving a speech today? I've found the right people. The campus beauty from the bar, huh? I'm gonna make everyone see her pathetic self." Ha ha ha, I let out a cold laugh. Back to the 11 typos in just 2 sentences. "Fee me 50, and I'll fix him for ya." The auditorium was packed to the brim. Lin Wanyu stood on the stage, calm and composed, earning rounds of applause. The slideshow behind her was playing the history of the school. Then it suddenly froze. My heart instantly clenched. Oh no, that person on WeChat said they wanted everyone in the auditorium to see Lin Wanyu's bare butt. I figured they must have tampered with the slideshow. How despicable. Lin Wanyu's figure is for my eyes only. The slideshow kept stuttering, and Lin Wanyu's voice also trailed off. My heart instantly leapt into my throat. The prolonged silence, and people in the audience started whispering. Actually, I had already called my sister beforehand, telling her to handle it. My sister usually looks like she's rocking tattooed floral dresses, all devil-may-care and casual, but at least she's in electronics and computer engineering master's graduate. Hacking a slideshow is still a piece of cake for her. The whispers around me grew louder. My heart was pounding nonstop. Could something have gone wrong? Did my sister fail? Finally, the slideshow moved, but to my utter surprise, the screen didn't show Lin Wanyu's photo. Instead, my big headshot appeared on it. I was completely dumbfounded. Photo after photo flashed by. I forgot to mention, my sister also has a hobby, photography, specifically using me as a model to enrich her emoji sticker collection. Then, my sister's message popped up like a notification. Oops, my bad, my bad. I gritted my teeth, picked up my phone, and replied to Jiangzu. As of today, our sibling relationship is officially terminated. The most painful form of execution was finally confirmed at this moment. Death by public humiliation. The screen happened to flash a photo of me cosplaying as Piggy Hero, mouth wide open, looking utterly shocked. The surrounding crowd instantly erupted in laughter. Hey, isn't that Zhang Xiaobai, who was on the forum a few days ago? That girl on stage looks familiar too. Love triangle, death by public humiliation. Are there any normal people left at our school? These words were unbearable, like a lump in my throat, making me lose all face. I despairingly closed my eyes. How I wish time could stop at this second. Let me raise my pistol and bid the world good night. I shakily stood up, countless scenarios of flipping tables and going crazy flashing through my mind. Since that's the case, in for a penny, in for a pound. Might as well just take everyone down. What a brilliant idea. A mischievous glint had just flashed in my eyes, but it was interrupted by a gentle cough from the podium. Lin Wanyu reached out and turned off the projector. The screen went black. She lightly cleared her throat into the microphone. The noisy auditorium instantly fell silent. She looked a little nervous too, but quickly regained her cool, steady voice. Excuse me, everyone. It seems there's been an unexpected incident. Someone in the audience shouted, Sister Lin, was that your boyfriend just now? Lin Wanyu nodded without hesitation, her gaze reaching through the crowd to me. The people around were about to laugh, but she cut them off. I just felt utterly speechless. Living in this world. I turned to leave, but Lin Wanyu's gentle voice came from behind me, making me stop involuntarily. She said, I apologize for taking up your time. My boyfriend is very gentle and shy. He's the best boy in the world. Today's incident was probably a prank by someone who dislikes him. Immediately after, her voice suddenly turned cold. As for who this person is, I will slowly find them out later. I almost saw the culprit backstage. Shiver violently. Lin Wanyu's voice returned to its gentle tone. I've pretty much covered all my content. Can everyone please pretend this prank never happened? Next is my small request. I hope you won't be too hard on him. If you absolutely must cancel something, then direct it all at me. I'll take it all. That night, the forum title became, Who Gets It? Fam, we got force-fed dog food at the freshman assembly. In this day and age, we still get to witness pure love. Shipping them till I die. I put my phone face down on the table. These people ship everything. It'll just make their shipping diet balanced. Ship away, ship away. I know Lin Wanyu is rich. She hasn't even graduated yet, and she's already bought 3 apartments near the school. But she rarely talks about her past. Her parents died in an accident, and I was afraid of bringing up her painful memories. But this time was different. I'm the kind of guy who just says what's on his mind. I directly pulled out the chat history and asked her who this person was. Someone who dislikes you this much. Lin Wanyu scanned the photos in surprise. Her expression looked like she wanted to vanish into thin air. The person had already been blocked. The page stopped at the other person's helpless, furious last message. If it weren't for her family getting rich from relocation compensation, would she be where she is today? So, Lin Wanyu's family wasn't well off originally. They used to be the poorest in the village. Because she was smart and beautiful, she was bullied and ganged up on almost every day. At first, she fought back. But later, that group of people only got worse. The villagers just said it was kids messing around. She tried many different methods, but eventually found that appeasing them was the most effective. So, she started playing the role of a completely obedient person. The nightmare soon ended. The village was slated for demolition. Everyone was overjoyed. Only that one family refused to move, no matter what. They demanded an exorbitant price. The developer simply bypassed their house and ignored them. After that family wasn't quite normal. They caused trouble every single day. But who cared? They even tried to trick Lin Wanyu several times. But almost everyone was too lazy to bother with such losers. They didn't want to get stuck with them at all. This not-so-glamorous past, she almost never spoke about. After hearing all this, my eyes widened. My mind quickly connected all the pieces. A sensitive, insecure past, campus bullying, and family trauma. These factors, piled on top of each other, made the probability of developing a love brain practically 100%. Aha, so that's it. I get it now. She felt that the identity of a demolition-rich kid was hard to talk about. Afraid I'd look down on her. Look down on her for being bullied and not daring to fight back. Look down on her for not having courage. Look down on her for being a pot who couldn't love. That's why she tried so desperately to please people. Even if her posture was humble, I looked up at her. She immediately sat up nervously and explained, "But I'm different now. I work out. My body is very strong. If a bad guy comes, I can protect you. I don't smoke or drink. I learn things quickly too. Whatever you want, I'll buy it for you." I reached out and gently touched her, interrupting her with her blushing ear tips. "You're a demolition-rich kid. That's so cool." Lin Wanyu froze. Because of poverty, she was mocked and bullied. Then, because of sudden wealth, she was constantly targeted. People are always like this, dedicated to eliminating everyone who doesn't fit their ideal. But what does other people's lives have to do with them? A bunch of people who love to give unsolicited advice and act like mentors, who can't even control their own lives, yet they point fingers and meddle in others' lives. Lin Wanyu picked up her water glass and took a sip. I saw her hand, holding the glass, trembling slightly. "I'm afraid you'll leave me. Whatever you like, I'll try my best to do it. I've always been abandoned, so I always try to accommodate, putting their needs first. I thought if I just obeyed others, it would make me more likable." What a poor girl. Her heart was hiding such immense pain. I instantly transformed into a gentle old dad, gently opening my arms and pulling her into a hug. "Your gentleness and tolerance, these qualities should be directed towards yourself. No one is more important than yourself. You don't have to reflect on yourself every day. You don't have to constantly self-examine. Kindness should be your sharp edge, not a dagger pointed at yourself." I gently patted her back. "You don't need to please anyone. You are you." Her experiences hadn't taught her how to love, and no one had taught her. "Well, then I'll teach her." The whole night, I kept counseling her, explaining things over and over, practically frying my brain. Until dawn broke, my throat was parched as I asked her, "Did you understand?" Lin Wanyu rubbed my hand and nodded obediently. "Understood." Just as I was feeling incredibly relieved, she added, "I only understood half of it. All that talk for nothing." She didn't get any of it. Ever since the slideshow incident, we've really become famous. Everyone we met on campus would go out of their way to greet us, shouting, "Hello, senior sister. Hello, senior brother." I could only nod. My face beat red. The memory was just too cringe. But there were plenty of people even more cringy than me. As I passed by the lake, I saw a crowd gathered, watching the spectacle. The person in the middle had a bright red face and was doing a meme-worthy dinosaur versus king dance. Who's that attention seeker? Upon closer inspection, oh, it was my sister. Her long limbs were flailing around in a terribly uncoordinated way. To get revenge for the last slideshow incident, I tricked my sister, saying, "As long as she dances dinosaur versus king on campus for an hour, I'll teach her how to make her future brother-in-law as obedient as Lin Wanyu." And she actually believed me. My dear, empty-headed, silly sister. The moment she turned and saw me, she immediately tried to drag me over. "My dearest little brother, come dance with me." I was furious and struggled desperately to get away. My sister gritted her teeth and exclaimed, "Zhang Xiaobai, get over here and dance with me. I'll give you 20,000. Lin Wanyu immediately pulled me back and calmly raised the stakes. "I'll offer 200,000. Don't dance, I know she's rich. But are we really playing this big?" So I secretly asked Lin Wanyu, Just how much demolition money do you actually have? She touched her nose and casually said, "Oh, probably over 60 million. My jaw literally dropped. How much? Seeing my huge reaction, she got nervous again. Is that too little? I grabbed her hand and earnestly pleaded, please, just use your money to kidnap Jiangsu to Myanmar. No matter what method you use. From afar, my sister's curses drifted over. They were pretty foul. Lin Wanyu, however, furrowed her brow, and very seriously considered it for a moment. It's not impossible. Sibling quarrels naturally don't last overnight. My sister and her future brother-in-law, Yang Dianfeng, had, yet again, made up. They happily invited us to dinner. It was the first time I met this brother-in-law, who had my sister completely smitten. Their on-again, off-again thing was just their kind of romance. My sister's embarrassing bar incident from before had long since been cleared up. I don't know what stage their relationship is at now, but the moment I saw Yang Dianfeng, he completely charmed me. Such a handsome guy, straightforward and capable. Even I wanted to pursue him, when no one was looking. I secretly pulled him aside. You're right not to be into my sister. She's not worthy. If she ever bullies you, you have to tell me. That night, I got completely wasted. In a hazy stupor, I felt Lin Wanyu bustling around, tidying the bed, feeding me honey water one moment, then hangover medicine the next. She bent over to cover me with the blanket. My gaze followed her neckline, from her delicate collarbone all the way down to, "Are you trying to tempt me?" Using the alcohol as an excuse, I pulled her into my arms, holding her close. When I opened my eyes again, it was already noon. Didn't feel bad, just a bit sore in the waist. Lin Wanyu leaned over, looking worried. "Are you uncomfortable? Are you not satisfied with me? I can learn to be better. That's a very good self-reflection. But please don't do it again next time." I leaned on her shoulder and made a formal invitation. "Lin Wanyu, do you want to come to my house for dinner?" The day I brought Lin Wanyu home for dinner, as soon as we entered, my mom's eyebrows shot up. She put on a stern mother-in-law act. Family background, personality, energy report it all. My son isn't just for anyone to marry. How can a wild chicken be worthy of a phoenix's son? I got it. My mom mainly wanted to subtly praise herself as a phoenix. Afterward, my parents chatted animatedly with Lin Wanyu for an hour. When they heard about the family car accident, my dad kept wiping away tears, choking out, "Your uncle, a man like an eagle his whole life, has never felt so much heartache for anyone else." Lin Wanyu, with red eyes, sincerely said, "Uncle, others only see your son's handsomeness, but I see you, who poured everything into raising your son. The wrinkles at the corners of your eyes and the white hairs at your temples. Good heavens, this girl is clever." My dad was completely won over, totally smitten, but my mom still held onto a shred of rationality. Lin Wanyu turned to my mom and continued her charm offensive. "Auntie, last time, I didn't get a chance to greet you properly. Others might criticize you for being old and still so playful that you got hurt, but I saw your hidden childlike innocence and your body's unwillingness to keep up." My mom's eyes instantly welled up. Double kill, finally. My dad nodded with satisfaction, summing up our situation. "I won't interfere with anything, as long as it's what Xiaobai wants." So, she'd indirectly passed the assessment. Mom even picked up the calendar and started flipping through it. "If they get along well, we'll have to pick a good holiday for the wedding. This girl has my charm from back in the day. All right, my mom has officially been recruited too." I turned my gaze to my sister, who was standing nearby. The way she looked at Lin Wanyu was full of heartfelt admiration. She leaned over and said, "You're amazing, sis-in-law. Teach me your ways, how to win over elders as a daughter-in-law. I really need it." She's already calling her sis-in-law. Ever since that last meal, Lin Wanyu has been absolutely radiant. Her career in love has soared to new heights. Before dawn even breaks, she's already in the kitchen whipping up for dishes and a soup. Holiday gifts keep flowing in. Sneakers and watches, she just keeps buying them. Air-freighted fruits arrive in endless waves every single day. "Babe, I know you're loaded, but you really don't have to go this far. This kind of love is a bit too overwhelming. In the best way possible." One time, I called Lin Wanyu and asked, "What are you up to?" On the other end of the phone, a passionate female narrator's voice declared, "So-called feminine virtue means unconditionally supporting your man, fulfilling his every need, understanding his emotions, and standing silently and selflessly behind him." Lin Wanyu gently replied to me, "I'm learning, babe. Learning is good. Yeah, This is definitely something worth learning. I sent her a link. We're actually dead last. It was for the school forum's annual poll. For model couple, Lin Wanyu and I were dead last, because the judging rules stated that if either party had a love-struck brain, 170 points would be deducted. The total score was only 100. We proudly claimed last place with minus 70 points. The committee's intention was to follow the trend. They were currently advocating for the love-struck brain execution principle. Lin Wanyu was very indignant. A love-struck brain is a woman's best dowry. After saying that, she turned around and looked at me with a face full of self-reproach. It's all my fault. I made us come in last place. If you're angry, just scold me. I'm not afraid at all. As long as I can continue to be by your side, it's enough. I just can't control how good I am to you. It's all my problem. The campus was quiet in the dead of night. Lin Wanyu was still rambling on with her self-criticism. I got annoyed listening to her. I quietly leaned in and sealed her soft, rosy lips. All that was left was the sound of our breathing, and the cicadas of the summer night. Suddenly, a strange cry echoed from afar. Dashu 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 dashu. I just can't stop being good to you. I saw a tall figure emerge from that end of the road. Beside him was my handsome brother-in-law, Yang Dianfeng. My sister laughed and hugged her boyfriend. Babe, we're not alone either. I felt the warmth emanating from Lin Wanyu in my arms, then looked at my playful sister and brother-in-law over there. I couldn't help but smile. It seems my sister and her goofballs are finally settling down. Lin Wanyu suddenly chuckled, reached into her bag, pulled out a hard drive, and tossed it over. My sister caught it and asked, "What's this?" Lin Wanyu calmly replied, "Advanced Feminine Virtue Course. Volumes 1, 2, and 3, the complete collection." I was speechless. Lin Wanyu added, "Sister-in-law, for you and Yang Dianfeng to have a loving relationship, it's good to learn from this." After saying that, she grabbed my hand and walked back quickly. My sister held the hard drive, stunned for a moment. She shouted after our retreating figures, "Oh, right. Mom wants you to come home for dinner this Sunday." I shouted back without turning my head, "Okay, got it." Lin Wanyu walked faster and faster, her eyes bright, tightly clutching my arm. I scooped her up in one swift motion and strode forward. Starlight spilled across the ground with the moonlight. That was our romance. The scent of taro ice cream seemed to still linger in the air. Good night.